We're starting in Word Unit C, and go ahead and open Word. Word Unit C is formatting text in paragraphs. The objectives is to format with fonts, copy formats using the Format Painter, change line and paragraph spacing, align paragraphs, work with tabs, work with indents, add bullets and numbering, add bullets and shading, and insert clip art. So go ahead and turn in your book to page Word 50, formatting with fonts. We all know what font and font size is. Font size is measured in points, which a point is 1/72 of an inch. So that may be something that you want to remember. Let's go ahead and go File and Open. Go to Computer, Multimedia, your folder, whether it's spring or fall, find your name. Word Unit C, C-1. Okay, first thing we should do when we get it open is go File and Save As. Remember, you need to go back to your folder, Assignments, do New Folder, do Word Unit C. In Word Unit C, we're going to call it WDC Last Minute Deals. Okay, press Control A, and we want the font, so go up to our font list arrow, and we want Garamond. It may not be the recently used, so you need to scroll through till you get to G, and you have Garamond. Click the font size list arrow, and you want 12. Select the title Quest Specialty Travel and Last Minute Deals, and select the font list, and you want to scroll through and find Trebuchet MS. So if you're following along with me, I'm on number 5 so you can see the spelling. You want the font size to be 22, and you want it to be bold. Click the font color list arrow, and you want purple, accent 4, darker 25%. So once you hover over a color for so long, it'll pop up and tell you and show you what it is. Click the heading, Desert Safari, and you want the Trebuchet MS, but you want your font size to be 14. You want it to be the same color, and you want it to be bold. Do a Control Home. In one of your assignments, it'll talk about adding a drop cap or things like that. So you want to look at page Word 50, and drop cap is on page Word 51. Go ahead and turn over to page Word 52, copying using the Format Painter. Select the immediate booking is essential in the first body paragraph, which is this paragraph right here, and click the bold. You want it to be bold. Then select the entire paragraph, and you want it to be italic. Select last minute deals, and click the Launcher button for the font group. You want the size to be 48. Click on the Advanced tab. And where it says Scale 100%, you want that to be 80%. And then click OK. Scroll down to select the subheading Camel Safari. From your mini toolbar, you want it to be the Tribuchate, which should be under common, recently used. You want it bold and italic. Click the down arrow and click on olive green, darker 25%. So olive green, accent 3, darker 25%. Select Camel Safari, which it should still be, and click your Format Painter once. And scroll down to the Maharan Experience and select that. Scroll up if needed and select the Desert Safari and double click your Format Painter. Double clicking allows you to select multiple things. Scroll down and select the headings Everett Base Camp Trek, Cycling in Provence, and Inca Highlands Explorer. And then click off your Format Painter and let's save. Okay, select last minute travel deals again. And let's go click the launcher group for your font. Go to font. You want your font color to be olive green, accent 3, 25% darker. And under the text effects, click text effects at the bottom and click shadow. Click the down arrow and you want the diagonal bottom right. So offset diagonal bottom right. Click close and click OK. Now let's save our changes again. Do a control home. Let's show hide our characters. Place your insertion point in the italicized paragraph and click the line and spacing in the paragraph group on the home tab and click 1.15. Select the 5-line list that begins with trip dates and cost. Click the line spacing and you want it to be 1.5. Scroll down and place your insertion point in the heading Rastafarian Desert Safari. Click on your page layout tab and the after. Press your up arrow until 6 points after show up. This means that there are 6 points of spacing after the heading. Place your insertion point in Everett Base Camp and press F4 on the keyboard. Should have done the same thing, given 6 points after font. Do the same thing in Cycling in Provence and Inca Highline. Press Control Home. Place your insertion point in Last Minute Travel Deals. And in the before, you want that to be 12 spacings before. Click your Home tab and shut off your characters. And then you can save. Replace your name with your actual name, and then today's date, whatever today's date is. For me, today's and the book wants it as right now, so April. Okay. Select your name and the date and click the right align in the paragraph group. Place your insertion point between your name and the comma. So what you're doing is you're wanting to delete the comma and the space and press enter. Select the 2 lines of your heading, which is Quest Specialty Travel and Last Minute Deals, and you want it centered. Place the insertion point in Desert Safari and click center. Place the insertion point in the italicized paragraph under the title, and you want it justified. Go back and place your insertion point in Desert Safari. Click the launcher group or the launcher button for paragraph group, and go to where it says alignment, and instead of centered, click left and click OK. And then save your changes. Okay, scroll up if needed and select the 5-lined list, which is trip dates and cost, and all of what's below it. Go to your paragraph group and click the launcher button and click on tabs. We're going to do this slightly different from what the book says. So we want to type 1, and you want it to be a left tab, and you can click set. You want a 3.5 left with dot leaders, so 2 with all the dots, and click set. And you want a 5.5 right tab with dots and set. And click OK. So now click before trip and press tab. For date and for cost. select the top line and click the launcher group, or the launcher button for the paragraph group. Click tabs, click on 3.5 and click on 1 and set 5.5, 1 and set. So what we did was we took the dot leaders out of the first line. And then do a control home and save. Okay. Place the insertion point in the italicized paragraph. We should be on page Word 60, and we're working with indents. Indent is where you move the edge from the left or right margin, and tabs, or a tab stop, is a point on a horizontal ruler that indicates the location at which the next alignment will stop. So that's the difference. So your insertion point should be in the italicized paragraph under the title. Click the Increase Indent button in the paragraph group, and notice that it indents it a ½ inch. Click the Decrease Indent button, and it decreases it. On your ruler, grab the top triangle, which is your first line indent, and drag it to 1/4 of an inch. Okay. Scroll to the bottom of page 1 and click your insertion point in the quotation, which is this part right here. Click the Page Layout tab, and where it says Indent Left Box, type 0.5 or 0.5. In the Indent Right box, type 0.5. And press Enter. Do a control home. Place your insertion point in the italicized paragraph. Click the launcher group for paragraph. And where it says Special, click None. First line indent is when the first line of that paragraph is indented, normally like a paragraph should be in a research paper. Hanging indent is where it hangs, the first line hangs, and then the text is underneath it. You only use that usually with works cited pages. So we want it to be None, and click OK. Do a control home and save. Okay, scroll until you see Everett Base Camp and select the 3-lined list underneath it and click on the Home tab and click on Numbering. So it should give you a 1, 2, 3. Click at the end of the Valley of Lakes, press Enter. Sorry, I was typing the wrong thing. Type Temples of Joanna Kapur. Click the 1 and notice how it highlights them, and click the bold button. Select the items under last minute participants and click the bullet list arrow and click on check marks. And then do a Control Home and save. Select the 5 paragraphs, the tabbed paragraph, and click the shading, which is the bucket with the paint pouring out, and you want purple accent 4, lighter 60%. And then deselect. Okay, so now you see that it's all selected. Select it again and grab the little square at the bottom of your left indent and move it to 3/4 of an inch. Move the right indent marker to 5 3/4. Select the border down arrow and click on outside border. And click on borders and shading. So click the border list arrow again and click on borders and shading. You want a double line style, so scroll down so you see the double lines. You want the color to be purple accent 4, 25% darker. And you want the width to be 1.5. And then click OK. You also want all the text to be bold and the font color to be purple accent 4, 25% darker. Select just the first line. Click the launcher button for the font group, and you want the size to be 14. You want the color to be olive green, accent 3, 20 or 50% darker, and you want small caps, and then click OK. Do a Control Home and save. The last thing that we're going to do is work with inserting clip art. Clip art is a collection of graphic images that you can insert into a document. So make sure you can see the top of page 2, which is the Everest Base Camp, and place your insertion point before Everest Base Camp. Click the Insert tab and click the Clip Art button. In the search, type Himalayas, and you want all media types. So if you don't have all media types, go ahead and put a check mark next to all media types and click Go. Should take a few minutes because it's searching. And since we can't find the one that's exactly the one in the book, go ahead and click on the first one and click Insert. So click on the down arrow and click Insert. May take just a minute for it to respond. Okay. Now that your picture is selected, in the height, type 3.1 and enter. Click your positioning button in the Arrange group, and you want it to be middle center with square wrapping text, so you can hover over that and see what that looks like. But we actually want the position to be top right with square text wrapping. Click the Picture Effects button, and we want Reflection. So Picture Effects. Sorry, I was in the wrong thing before. You don't want to be in, this is your styles. You want the actual Picture Effects, and point to Reflection. And you want Tight Reflection Touching, which is the first one. Click on your View tab and click on 2 pages. So we want to be able to see 2 pages, and you can scroll down and look through. You should now have 3 full pages. And yours may be slightly different depending on the first picture that you chose. And click on Control Home. Click on your Home tab and click on Save. And you can close.